Welcome back to the Patriot Hour 4. It's still Wednesday, November 27th, Wednesday. It's kind of like a Friday, glorified Friday, folks. If you are, most of everybody's off tomorrow. I don't know what you're doing. It's Thanksgiving. If you don't believe in that, or most people still get together with friends and family of sorts, and you're going to be discussing things and sometimes arguing. You got the in-laws, you got just friends or family that see differently, don't quite see eye to eye. You got the one cousin, the uncle, the just whatever. Keep in mind the old ways of attacking and instantly going to something that can just turn people off. We don't need to do that. We need to try to start on things that you do agree upon and work from there, work backwards from that. Folks, so not to get, I know the last video I did on the IG report, and I was pretty clear in there at one point in the video because I went back and just listened to it. This was not the one we're expecting on the 9th. Okay, this is like a appetizer, if you will. This was just all about the confidential human sources, the CHSs, and how Horowitz had seen that it wasn't, and who was one of those? Christopher Steele, or some of these other guys, right? Like we're finding out Halper, he was an informant. They're getting paid. Christopher Steele also took money from the DNC, Hillary Clinton, to write that, but yet he was being paid. There's specific rules on how you handle the information or what information you're allowed to take. If you're working with this confidential human, we just call them rats or informants. That's a typical, the government's got a title for these confidential human sources. Well, anyway, you can't just take any old rat. All right, you have to be verified, all kinds of things, processes. We know. And basically, there's just a full-out abuse of that. So this is an interesting little piece. Department of Justice General Michael Horowitz publishes a report critical of how the FBI evaluates their confidential human sources. Full PDF, we've got that. You guys got that linked in the last video. This is phase 1 of the OIG report that the Trust the Plan crowd said was going to be explosive. It ain't. So we got this little appetizer that's setting the stage of how the abuses. And if you want to move forward, this goes back to like how the government says Russia hacked the DNC, and that's like the line item in all the reports, even in Mueller's. It doesn't go into explanation of how, it just says that, and we have proven that to be a lie. Just like if you got all this clearance with the courts and the FISA judges and you hid stuff, you can't go that far and act like, oh, that process was correct when you have your first 2 or 3 things to get you there that are all corrupt. A low-level lawyer, they keep saying, and all this for some of this stuff, and it's like, no. This is exactly what Christopher Steele was. This is setting the foundation for that, all right? So, folks, December 9th, we get the actual release of the IG that goes over FISA abuse. This is of confidential human resources program abuse. This is like a precursor, the appetizer. Chew on this. Wait for this next one, right? So December 9th, we get that release. 2 days later, Horowitz himself, that has released these, will be testifying. Questions will be asked. We know 2 days later after that, Congress adjourns. They go on their recess or whatever. Between now and December 9th, we would expect D-class. Some are speculating December 5th. I've heard the 3rd, the 5th, anytime from today till then. We would hope before the report's released on the actual 9th. It'd be great. 24 hours beforehand. If this fails to do anything, all right, so after all his reports, recommendations, Durham, right? Nothing comes out of Durham. Nothing comes from Barr, no explanations, no charges out of the file. I mean, we've discussed this. And then it would be on Trump to stop it himself. The coup hadn't been stopped. Who's going to stop the coup? Is it going to be Barr, Horowitz, Huber? Bull Durham. If not, then I don't know the exact way, or this stops it. It's explosive. We're all outraged. Either way, it's like if nothing happens, I would imagine there's a fraction of this country that are pissed off. If things go the other way and Trump starts arresting, ordering, indictments come, there's going to be people pissed off. The media, the fake media, a portion of the people that listen to that fake media. So it seems like either way, there's a setup here of some sorts, but who's going to stop the coup? Does Trump have to do it? Does he exhaust every branch of justice, exhaust all process? You have to, right? Because they're already screaming, why did he use his personal lawyer to go look in the Ukraine? Well, because he kept trying these other arms of the branches the proper way, and it was ignored. So you're supposed to sit there, and he's supposed to just get ignored, and then that's their blocking. The minute he does something around that, then they get really mad that he didn't go through the proper channels. But it's like, I did, but you wouldn't do anything. Do you see how this goes? It's not him doing all this on his own. He's being advised. He's running in elevated mode. When he got into office, he found it to be corrupt. Not him himself, but other people around. They expose. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the head of the FBI fired, the head of DOJ walked away after he won. You had tons of people quit, walk away, fired, removed. That doesn't happen. You don't have to prove that the heads of these things were crooked. The top 3 people in these positions over here, over there, it's already been found. So, putting things on a private server in the White House don't seem so odd if you're being advised to do so, because you had a leak for every day of your first year in office. Not for you either. It was pretty much opposition. These are the rules that Obama changed on his outgoing days. We're finding this out. We've reported on it 2 years ago. It's now coming out again 2 years later, 3 years later. Obama changed this, and it changed the way that these intelligence agencies shared information. It makes it harder to detect leakers. Obama didn't want to operate that way while he was in office, 8 years, but on that, at the end of 7 years and 11 months and 28 days, it was better for him to do that for the next oncoming person. Pretty wild if you look at everything there. Things that people don't know, but the more you know, the more you get it. Everyone's like, don't trust this, don't trust that. All we can do is wait. We wait for the Horowitz IG, the one that's supposedly going to show us things, and we'll see what Durham's got in store, what Barr has planned. And if it is nothing, I find it hard to believe after listening to Barr at the Federalist and for months ramping up to this and everything else we've been seeing, it doesn't look good for them. But I know a lot of people have the past that lingers, and you kind of remember, and you always should. And nothing's going to happen. Nobody's going to go down. Well, we better hope so, because I don't know how many more options Trump's got left before he exhausts every single chance for them. All along the way, many people have had the chance to stop this coup. Nobody's done it yet. So if you want to kind of take a look at who's bad, who's good, well, look at that. If they didn't stop what is actively going on, then they can't be for too good. We've known these names and connections, and when Mueller sat there and testified, certain people were asking questions and names, and he's like, I never heard of that person. And we're all like, what? Didn't this lead you down that path? It's like, well, I got to that point, and you would think something. No, I didn't go down that road. Why? Was he told not to, or did he just fail to? Well, we will find all this out. There's a lot of questions to be answered, but forget all that. We're here now. We're at this, and this is the next chance to stop it. Will they? That's the question. Will the coup be stopped by Horowitz, by Durham, somehow by Barr? Lots of things point to yes, in my own opinion, folks. Do I have a whole bunch of faith? Well, I'm going to wait and see. We don't have to have faith for another week. We just wait and see. It's how it's always been. And then we make our decisions based off that. This is definitely some kind of big head of something coming here, folks. And everybody better hope that these people stop it, because the next thing that I think is going to happen can't be really good for anybody. It's probably, it's in my opinion at this point proper, but I just don't like it. All right. I agree. I don't like it, but it's who's going to stop it? Most people say you can't count on anybody to do anything for you anymore unless you do it yourself. So is that what we're looking at here? All right, something to think about again while you're enjoying your time off from work over the next few days, most likely, you know, depending on what you do, you're off till like Monday. So plenty of videos, more to come. Again, make sure you're subscribed here. Don't take anything we say as word, fact, truth, 100%, anything. Research, listen to everybody you can, read everything you want, and just keep in mind, auto truth, no more. You know, take it, look at it. The research is there, folks. Or you guys can do the research. You have the tools, the means, and just chew the meat, spit out the bone. All right. Again, I'm Mike. This is a Patriot Hour. God bless each and every one of you, and we'll see you back here on the next update video coming real soon. Working on something already, and it'll be out, you know, later tonight or tomorrow. All right. We'll see you back real soon.